So in this video, I'm going to show you how to pull the vacuum on your part after you've bagged it, and how to adjust your pleats correctly. This can be pretty complicated. I already know that there's going to be a lot of leaks at first. It's just the nature of this part. So be ready for that. When you hear the hissing, don't worry about it. When you put your vacuum on this part, go ahead and hook your vacuum up, but don't let it pull down all the way. I'm going to let it pull down just enough to where I can tighten my port, and then don't let it go too far, because you're going to want to watch and make sure that the pleats don't grab the material and pull it down. It looks like our pleats are formed fairly well to where that won't happen, but you still want to be mindful of that. So before you pull 100% vacuum on it, you want to make sure that it's not grabbing your part and wrinkling it. So you don't have to, you just barely put it on there, don't close it, let it pull down. I don't see any of that happening right now, so I feel comfortable with going 100%. As you can hear, you probably hear all that hissing going on. I kind of figured that was going to happen. So right now is the time to adjust your pleats. So I'm going to pull the vacuum back off, and with the leaks it'll probably naturally let the air come back in. Not let a little bit back in. You don't want to let it all the way back in, but that's fine. So the worst thing you can do right now is bridging your part. Bridge your bag, because then everything that you worked on to prevent bridging is going to just come back and bridge on you. Also, as we've said in a previous video, you do not want the wrinkle of the bag in the crease of the part, because it'll make a little indenture into it. So make sure your pleat's a little bit of ways away. We also want to tuck this in. So now that we've got this pleat running here, we can actually pull out of that into that corner to make sure that we're not bridging our part. You can use a squeegee right here if you need to. You also do not want it running right on that edge right there. So what we're going to do is roll this over just a little bit. Roll that pleat over out of that, because that can actually cause some problems when the crease is right on that edge. So we'll get that out of the way. That looks good. Up here, roll that out of the way just a little bit too. And that looks good. The only thing now is this does not look good. I don't like that. As you can see, that crease is almost right there in the crease of your part. So you kind of roll that out a little bit. So we can take this and roll it either way. I'm going to go in to the part, into the middle a little bit, and then we can use the slack from that and push into that corner. Again, use a squeegee here, just make sure you don't tear your bag. And I feel pretty comfortable, everything's in place, so I'm going to go ahead and apply a vacuum to it. Pull it down real tight. Double check, make sure you don't have any bridging. I don't see any bridging anywhere. You can still push in. This bag from Composites 1 is really good stuff, so as long as you don't have any sharp objects, it shouldn't tear on you. Just make sure, double check everything, make sure you don't have any creases. I think everything looks pretty good. This is a good example of what perforated release film looks like too. You see all the resin being metered out through the excess resin being metered out through the holes. I'm going to go around and check it. Go around and just push everything down as you would on any of the parts that you vacuum bag. But I will tell you that most of your leaks are going to be in these pleats. So you can bring your part up and you can actually look for them, and most likely they're going to be in these corners. Look for those little black dots, and then you can take and grab your pleat and just push down real hard into those corners. But that's where most of your leaks are going to be at, in these little pleats. So before you go around spending too much time looking anywhere else, I would focus on that area. And then if you can't find your leaks, then look elsewhere. Yeah, you see that little black dot right there? That's going to be a leak. So we'll just take that pleat, grab the pleat itself, and just smash it down in there, and that takes care of that leak. And now the part is ready to just sit and cure at room temperature, and that is how you vacuum bag this part.